How do you do? Jeremy here. Having a toddler tantrum of OHM red. And a somewhat bruised heart, I suppose. It is Sunday night, and my ex picked up our daughter to go back home. Now, normally, it's not a problem. Today, however, when she came to pick her up, she was bawling. The reason she was bawling was that she got a spanking. Now, mind you, my daughter is a 5-year-old, and my ex-wife has turned herself into a born-again hippie. Not to say there's something wrong with hippies, but when my daughter can say things that a child shouldn't say to the parent, especially at 5 years old, she can say this and have no fear of repercussion. There's something wrong. Clearly, my ex has a different way of parenting than I do, though I think it is more like she treats our daughter like a special snowflake, which I make her be accountable for how she's acting, for choices that she made. I explained to my daughter why she's getting disciplined, and normally after her fit and initially crying has ended, we will hug it out. And I tell her every time I see her that I love her. Although my ex would apparently paint a different picture than I would. She says every time she comes to get her that if I haven't spanked our daughter, then I have nothing good to say about her. So I suppose this is the question that I have for the fellow men and women of the group. I know not all of you have a spouse, not all of you are divorced, not all of you perhaps have children. However, do you think it would be beneficial to all the parties involved if I were to go about and find the legal, I suppose is the word I'm trying to find, find the legal flow of putting in whatever paperwork that needs to be put in to give her sole custody. That would give no visitation to me, legally, of course. If I'm asked and requested, I would have the option of either visiting or not. The reason I am contemplating this is clearly my ex-wife thinks that I'm doing more harm than good. And going by what my daughter tells me, I'm doing more harm than good. Today alone, she went on about a half-hour, ramble saying that her mother takes her to parks and I don't, that they go to the library and do story time there, and I don't do that. Well, she's going to do all that with her because she has a majority of the custody. She lives with her. I don't. I see her Tuesday, Friday, and normally Sunday. And it's usually around 4:30 that she comes over because that's when the ex brings her. Normally, when my daughter has to take a nap here or, heaven forbid, spend the night here, she fights it. Doesn't want to do it, doesn't want to hear about it. She wants to walk home on her own. And she thinks it's perfectly fine to walk home on your own when you're 5. I'll wait till later to relate that. So my question is, should I, for the benefit ultimately of my daughter, should I just not be there? It seems like the little bit I can do isn't enough. And whether or not the ex is telling me the truth about her not talking to her about it, or maybe my daughter overheard the ex talking to her friends about it. But regardless, that she's getting that information from somewhere. So, do I wash my hands of that weirdness? Now, that being said, me having no visitation with my daughter, that would, or at least it should, stop child support from being added onto. And of course, from the point that I wasn't able to pay it until I make this decision, it has grown to be pretty hefty. Eventually, I will be able to make payments towards that, but it, I suppose, in a sense, would benefit me as well. I wouldn't have that monthly bill, if you will. So that's my question. Sorry if I kind of brought everyone's day down. Hopefully your weekend is going well. If you want to just throw a comment, you can do that. Or if you want to do a video response for some odd reason, you can do that as well. But I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. Until we see each other again. Have good pipes and good view to enjoy it. See ya.